let me preface this by saying it's quite a strange topic for a middle school TED Talk, but I decided to research it more, and I found out that it was actually really interesting. So basically, enzymes, protons, suns, moons, everything you've ever known or ever will know in the future is created in 1 second according to the Big Bang Theory, and according to Andre's theory of the multiverse and branching space-time continuums, it also creates other dimensions. I know, that's a lot to wrap your head around, and I'm actually here to explain that. So basically, I'm going to be starting with the 0th dimension and ending off with the 4th dimension, the dimension actually above our own. So we're going to start off with the 0th dimension. The 0th dimension is essentially 1 point. It's just a point. So I have to, of course, represent it with it having, height, but it actually doesn't. It has 0 dimensions, hence the name. So it has basically nothing. So that's the visualizing part. How would you kind of conceptualize it? What would the beings there look like, and what would they see? Well, nothing. Because since it has no height, basically beings there can't actually exist because it's nothing. 1st dimension. Basically, you're going to have to double the points, and we're going to be doing a lot of doubling. So that creates, of course, a line. So if you're going to want to visualize what it would look like, a line. I already said that, okay, but how to conceptualize it? What would beings there look like? Imagine going along a wall. You'd be seeing the wall and only traveling from one side of the wall to the other, only height. So it would kind of be like that. It's kind of a weird kind of thing. Anyways, yeah. 2nd dimension, double the line again. So this is the most basic form of the 2nd dimension, a line branching off the line. But for presentation's sake, we are going to do a square. Now, being in the 2nd dimension would be a lot like being in the 3rd dimension, but without depth. So you would be able to travel around as you please, but you wouldn't be able to, jump. So essentially what you would see, let's say a triangle, like a shape was coming towards you. Let's say a triangle. You would only actually see a line coming towards you because you couldn't see all the sides of it. So now, of course, this 3rd dimension. Oh, okay, that's not the 3rd dimension. Okay, the 3rd dimension. The 3rd dimension is the easiest to visualize because we live every day of our waking lives inside the 3rd dimension. Everything we see here is in the 3rd dimension, but obviously we're going to double the points again. So we're going to double the square, connect the dots, and it creates a 3-dimensional cube. Obviously, the beings that live inside the 3rd dimension is us. We live inside the 3rd dimension. So obviously, the one that you may or may not have been waiting for, the 4th dimension, the one above us. So what would it be like? What would it be like to be in a higher dimension than us? Well, there's a lot of theories about what it would be like. For example, this is a tesseract. This is what kind of would be a 4th-dimensional sphere. So imagine this being, everything. This would be the building blocks. And then the other kind of idea of what it would look like is this. Again, doubling it and connecting the dots. It's kind of confusing, but it's kind of cool if you think about it. So, obviously, the conceptualizing part of it, what would the beings there be like, and what's the point of the 4th dimension? Well, the 4th dimension is time. That makes no sense. I mean, our dimension has time, the 2nd dimension has time, all the dimensions have time. What makes this 4th dimension so special? Well, basically, this gets into some really sciencey type stuff. In our dimension, time goes in a linear path. So basically, a day is 24 hours, and there's 7 days in a week. It just constantly keeps going. This has been, around 3-4 minutes, and it's just been that. But imagine time as not being linear, as being kind of a curve. Let me show an example. So basically, okay, you can be a child, you can be a grandpa, and you can be dead, all at the same time in the 4th dimension, all at the same 3rd dimensional second. I know, it's a lot to wrap your head around because we can't really visualize it completely because we're third-dimensional beings, and that's the dimension above us. But anyways, so basically, you know all those time travel TV shows? Well, you know how all of them have this portal that travels them through time, or some kind of wormhole? Well, basically, it's because of this. Let's say you are a kid here, and you want to become a grandpa. How would you do that? Well, in the fourth dimension, since everything is existing at once, you can theoretically travel from one point in your existence to the other point in your existence. And that's it. Okay.